Hello and good evening. I apologize for bringing this video so late. Um, this should have been a video for my Facebook group, Spiritual uh, and Magical Black Women. That's a Facebook group. But for some reason, live isn't working for me. My broadcast keeps failing, so I've decided to do a pre recorded video. And I am going to upload it to YouTube. So, hello. I am wonderful. I am bringing you a new video tonight on a setup for cord cutting or cutting a cord, however you want to describe it, releasing, letting go, um, protecting yourself. So, we are going to begin with make sure that this is something that you truly want. When you start things like this, you don't want to have to redo work to undo what you've done. So, cutting cords is your last and final straw. You're done. It's a wrap. No go backs, no comebacks, um, no later down the lines. We are finished. It's over. So, um, what is a cutting cord? A cutting cord ritual can assist in releasing negative emotions, patterns, attachments, and influences between two people by cutting energetic cords that bind us to others, places, things, beliefs, past lives, trauma. Um, we are then able to reclaim our power, our energy, and our freedom. And that is the goal of releasing, getting back to you. No obstacles, no hurt feelings, no depression. You wanna be back right. So in order to do that, you have to learn how to let things go. Um, I have some affirmations that I can share. I release any and all energetic cords that are attached to me. I release any and all energetic cords that no longer serve me. I call all my energy back to me and only me. Nobody should be able to have something over you to control you. Remain in your power. Um, I definitely suggest that if you're doing this work for other people, that when you create your setup, throw in some protection work for yourself. Throw in some veils to cover yourself so that your work can't be identified. Um, as well as throwing in a little protection for your client themselves so that when this spell hits, they're not so emotionally affected with sadness or depression or just or regret, but definitely make sure do your divination, make sure that this person is really ready to let go before you even make that commitment. um, there are two ways to do cord cuttings. You can do cord cuttings through visualization, and you can also do cord cuttings with tools. And the tool version is what I am going to not necessarily demonstrate, but just show you supplies and tools that you can use to assist with this working. Um, I would like to get started with the tools. Don't want to jump ahead too much. So, first and foremost, you want to gather everything that's needed. So, my list consists of photos of your target's name and birthday. You want to have image candles, male and female. Um, Please forgive these colors. You definitely want to use black image candles. I am only showing these colors because I made these just a few days ago, and I've used all my black up, so it's time to re-up on my black image candles. These particularly, I'll let you in on a little secret. These were made for specific targets, clients. Um, One is to break someone financially, which is cutting this person's financial cord, and um, this one is to give finances with the red. And there's also green in the center of this, and red was poured over it to bring money in a loving way towards someone else. So this one is this is green and black. So we are taking it away. And I'm giving, taking away. You can do so many things with this. So the options are, are endless. But for the sake of this video, these are black. You see it. I see it. These are black. We're going to cut some cords tonight with this. So I would get a tray, get a pan. You may want to put down some newspaper because this can get messy as you dress and prepare. Luckily, for the sake of the video, these are already prepared. As you can see, I actually have embedded my photos and petitions inside of the candles, and I custom make these. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was a new thing to do, and I tried it and it worked. So I'm excited about that. And I hope if you all ever place orders for custom candles that you'll be just as excited and not having to do all of the hard work. So yeah, that's that. So we would take these candles. You definitely would lay them down. Other choices of tools I would personally use is a cutting cord oil. This oil is a powerhouse oil when it comes to severing ties, being done with someone. Um, I love to burn spicy incense. This one in particular is called Spicy Herbal. I find them in my local shops near me. Um, or you can use various other kinds as well. You can use dragon's blood to increase the power around your working. But this spicy herb definitely gives off that kick of it's hot in here. I need to get out of here. Let me go. Leave me alone energy. You definitely want to have yourself a string of choice to tie around your image candles, so when they do burn down, that cord breaks. Um, you may want to have some scissors on hand, any kind you have laying around, or a knife. You may want to use some powders. I have some dragon's blood powder here, as well as a custom hot foot powder that I make. And I definitely suggest, while using my personal hot foot powder or my hot foot oil, you definitely want not to get it on you under no circumstances, nor do you want to inhale the substances that are inside of this hot foot concoction that I have brewed up. So I definitely suggest a mask, so you're not inhaling the fumes. And I suggest gloves when you use this so it does not touch your skin. It will burn. So just imagine if it's burning you in the flesh, spiritually, what is it severing? It's severing everything. It's burning everything up. Everything got to go. It got to go right now. Um, what else do I suggest? Um, I definitely suggest that you cleanse everything prior to use if you're going out and buying these items on your own. Um, just to remove negative energies and things like that. You just want to bless and uh, create a working environment for cutting cords, period. You want to get into that headspace as well. You want to have your petition. You can write it on brown paper bags or notebook paper or whatever kind of paper you have. Like I stated before, my petition and the pictures are inside of my candles. So, what else may you need? Um, you can use crystals with this working. Um, and I will go into that right now. So, I have 3 ways to use crystals to do cord cuttings. So, the crystals of choice that I typically work with doing the cord cutting is black tourmaline. I use black obsidian, um, amethyst, selenite, and lepidolite. You use this method by taking a crystal in your dominant hand. Of course, you want to cleanse it, charge it prior to using it in this way. You want to take it in your dominant hand. You want to do a visualization of pulling energy out of yourself while using your hands to like mimic disrupting and tearing away at those cords, which are the energy flows going within yourself that you can see while you visualize. So um, you're going to use the amethyst to actually cut, you know, that actual cord. And then you want to visualize replugging it into something positive, whether it's your higher self or your heart or something. You want it to have a positive turnaround. So it started out negative. Now you want to integrate all of the positive energy into it. Um, Once this is done and it's done correctly, it's a possibility that you can feel nauseated in some form, or you may get a headache, or just your energy is definitely going to be off if you've done this correctly. And it is a good thing. Your body has to purge this energy that you've been holding on to. You have to let it go. It has to release. So just like we are visualizing and we're attempting to physically remove it by using the tools, something has to happen. Like, it's always going to be a cause and effect to everything. So, you just have to go through that motion. Once you're finished, cleanse yourself, cleanse your crystals, and it's complete. If you're having trouble or you're not feeling any kind of way, maybe you haven't visualized long enough. Maybe you have not tapped into your inner energy to manifest the change that you need. Maybe you need more time to focus. Maybe you need to stop, regroup, and try it again. And try it again until you can feel it really being released. And it is possible. You just have to do it. So my second tip is using a journal with crystals. How do you do that? Well, you're going to write things down. Um, you're going to write things down in your journal. And then you're going to take a few moments. You're going to just write what you want to cut cords with or release from. You're going to want to fold that paper away from you. So, example, this is your paper. You want to write out whatever you wrote and you want to fold it away from you. And you want things to go away, you're going to turn counterclockwise and fold away from yourself again. And it'll be counterclockwise again. And you're going to go away from yourself until it's just small enough and flat enough. And you're going to place it, in front of yourself on your little altar or wherever you're working with this. Maybe at your kitchen table or living room table, wherever you're doing it, at bathroom, who knows. And you will then place, the black tourmaline on top of it. This is really wonderful crystal. It's definitely for letting things go. It's going to let stuff go. It's going to remove stuff. It's going to repel stuff. So it's perfect for whatever you wrote on your paper in a form of letting go and releasing. That will help remove that energy. But you definitely have to visualize it as well. And after you've taken the moment to do that, you'll remove that black tourmaline, or you can just take a piece of rose quartz and add it to it. The rose quartz on the paper will bring love to yourself after releasing. So the symptoms from this could be sadness. And that's where that rose quartz will come in to like aid you. And it's wonderful to help perk up your spirit, bring you back to that loving, peaceful energy that you hold. Now, number 3, cutting cords with overthinking things. I have tons of clients, excuse me, tons of clients who overthink the process continuously. So for all of you all that may happen to come across this video, this is for you. This working is for you. Overthinking things. Take a piece of selenite, black obsidian, and amethyst to assist with cutting spiritual attacks or psychic attacks on the mind or overthinking life. So you're going to cleanse, you're going to charge your crystals, and you're going to place each one of them individually over your third eye, over your head, wherever is going on, you're going to place it there, you're going to rub it around, and you're going to be thinking hard about removing the blocks, removing the pain, removing whatever it is, the spiritual attack or the overthinking spirit or whatever you're overthinking or overanalyzing in that particular moment. You want to bring that to a head. And then you're going to visualize pulling it out of your mind's space and from your third eye. By the time you get to the amethyst, use your amethyst as a sword. Like that piece of amethyst is what's going to cut those energetic cords that are coming from your mind. And you're going to do it till you mentally feel lighter or clearer, or your headache may be fading, or whatever is wrong is the space is opening up. So once your mind is clear, you definitely want to cleanse yourself, and your crystal afterwards. So those are my 3 tips for cutting cords with crystals. Now I'm going to move into a bath. Always needed. You may want to do your bath prior to this working, or you may want to do it after, or you may want to do them both. You might want to bathe before the working, cleansing your aura, your mental space, your body, for release. Then you may want to do this working. You possibly may want to re-cleanse afterwards, but you're definitely going to want to cleanse when you're moving negative energy. You want to stay as clean as possible, not to keep carrying that energy upon you. So in this particular bath, this is a little blend that I use, that I've put together, is hyssop, activated charcoal, 9 black walnuts, some agrimony, maybe some cedar. I might use some rue, some dragon's blood, rosemary, clover. No specific order. Those are just herbs that I'm throwing out there. There are many others. You may want to join my herbology class to learn more on herbs, what they do, and things like that. Or you may want to join one of my spiritual bath class and learn strictly baths for various purposes. Um, you may want to brew these herbs on your stovetop, um, in a large amount of water, or you may want to just put the herbs in a satchel, and toss them in the tub and try to get the water as hot as you can. Can stand it, um, but the option is yours. And you definitely want to soak. Um, you want to shower prior to any spiritual bath. I'm just gonna throw that little tip out there because people be wanting to put they soap, they bad soap at that. They Ivory and Dove, and they want to use the soap in a spiritual bath. You don't want to do that. You want to use whatever you use prior to taking your spiritual bath. You want to get rid of your dead skin, your sweat. You want to get rid of that stuff before you take these baths. And with this particular bath, I do apologize. You do not want your water heated. You want your water as cool as you can take it. It's another tip you can pick up in the spiritual bath class. Not going to go into so many details, but you want your bath to be cool when you're cutting cords. Um, what else can I share with you all? So most people have a question, clients rather, have a question of cutting cords with multiple people. Can it be done? Yes, it can. Everything is possible. I wrote out a little guide. I don't know if you all can see it without the glare. Okay, so my top one is just the person that you're cutting cords with, and then the person you're cutting cords with and yourself. Your string will be between the two of you all. And another tip that I can give, when you're doing individual people, you can place them on your tray or whatever you're using. You can place them apart from one another and have your string tied at a certain point in the body. Certain points in the body, to me, matter. Might not matter to other people. But if you're like separating people or cutting cords of the heart with someone else, you want to tie your string in that particular area, um, when it comes to matters of the heart. Mentally, you may want to use multiple strings. I know when I do work for clients, I use multiple strings if I am cutting cords in a representation of multiple places. So I may wrap strings around the head, so the cutting cords can leave both parties' heads. I may tie a string around both parties' hearts. I may tie a string around both parties' legs, so they can just cut cords and walk away from one another. Your intention holds power. Your intention is everything. So, how you use it, it can manifest. So, again, make sure this is what you want. You mad today, but you gonna love him tomorrow. This is not the spell for you. No, 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 no. I do not suggest it. Do not. Unless you are completely over it. Maybe you have trauma. I think that trauma is definitely a cutting cord option. It's just so many different possibilities. It's just so much. Okay, so then the second way to use the single version is I typically will start with them back to back, like you would in a breakup spell, and every single day separate them. However many days you plan for your working to be, it could be 3 days. So day one, day two, day three. So you definitely want to leave enough give in your strings to be able to separate them daily. If you're going 5 days, so this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 5 days, and so on. But you definitely want to make sure you have enough give in your string to follow through. And when I do multiple strings, they're typically for my longer days. So we can spend a certain amount of days cutting some factor between the two of them. What else? I believe I have ran out of notes. Now, if I was in my Facebook group and I was live, I would probably be answering questions right now. But the last thing I can give you information on is multiples. So if you can see it without the reflection, because on my end it just looked like bright light. Um, let's say for instance, female. I'm female. I am the center. Well, not so much the center, but I'm on one end of wherever my setup is. And then I will have multiple strings, and I'll have multiple other candles. In my drawing, I had 1 through 5. So if there were 2 males, I'd have 2 male candles. If there were 3 females, I'd have 3 female candles, and I would have 5 additional strings. Each one of those strings will be tied to one of those 5 individuals, and all strings will lead back to me. And it will sever ties between all the people, but the incident has to involve all parties. So if you cutting ties with different people for different reasons, those will have to be single setups. But let's say it's a group event. Maybe a fight broke out or something like that. 2 or 3 people decided they wanted to do something. You can cut ties with all 3 of them people because the event was the same. So that's a good example. I am going to end this video. I'm 30 minutes in. And if you all have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Subscribe, like, share if you want to view more videos. And I definitely will continue to bring you all new topics and try to explain them the best of my ability. Again, I'm wonderful. Thank you for joining my channel. Good night.